Good, good times. And how are your leads? Have you had any good conversations with people since you started calling
Yeah,
again?
yeah. So our listing that we had in Oshawa,
Hmm.
we got that lead in November signed from Agent Locator, and we listed at we told them to list just the first week of January because we know that there's nothing on the market. So we listed at 599, had over 145 showings, and we got 12 offers, and we sold it for a record breaking price of 1,020,000.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
super crazy. And then we have another listing in Mississauga that came out at like a day after last week for one of our listings. So we're doing offers today on it. It's a
Mm.
condo stacked townhouse, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. We have over 110 showings. It's
Wow.
crazy right now. So right now it's all about our listings. So we're just getting back to we're just letting our sellers know that it's crazy right now and it's time to make money.
Yeah. Well, for sure. If you have a plan on moving, it's hard. It's
Yeah,
really hard to say, and we can't predict what this next upcoming market's going to do. I
no.
really don't know. I feel like I'm curious to know if everyone's insanely increased home assessments is going to like push individuals to actually list their home.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, to be honest, because like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. The inventory is super low. We've basically been in a seller's market for about 2 years. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
prices are accelerating. The only way
Mm-hmm.
that we'll get more inventory on the market is either like you're saying, everyone lists today, which is
Yeah.
not going to happen,
No,
um, or the new builds. But remember, the new builds that were supposed to be built
they're
in 2021, they got pushed out to
yeah,
2022, 2023,
yeah, we're a little
2024.
behind.
So
But even then,
so
those are still like they're like depending on where those new builds are, some of them sell out like almost instantly, right? So it's
mhm. It's
and then
crazy
we're still
because
having to wait, right? Because those are
yes.
developments. So where it's not like people are buying them and then listing right away. They still have to wait a while before they can sell because they've got 9 to 12 months to completion. So
Yeah, I totally agree
it's
with you. It's
it's
crazy. It's
tricky. I
absolutely
know.
crazy.
I know like
So
the home assessments in my area were 30, I think 30-35% is kind of like the average increase.
yeah,
And then I was speaking to an agent in I think it was Nova Scotia. Maybe it was Nova Scotia or Vancouver. I can't remember. It was like 49% their values increased.
crazy,
49%. I'm like, are you
crazy.
serious? That's why I was like wondering if this is going to cause, a balance in the market because of an influx of people listing because of that. Um,
Who
Never
knows?
know, but
Hopefully,
it's
hopefully.
it'd be nice. It'd be
The
nice,
problem is
right?
like, like, okay, Nick, we sell our house. Where are we gonna move? We don't want to move a half an hour or 45 more minutes east. We don't want to move half an hour, 45 minutes more north. So that's the
Yeah,
conversations that you're kind of having, and it's just like, well, those are your fucking options, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah. No,
So it's
that's
tough.
it is very tough. It is very tough because I think I've said before, where I'm always looking at the market to see what's there. It's hard to know what the heck I can afford because the values of my home keeps going up, and I haven't actually formally spoke to anyone, but it's like you're seeing it go up and up. So what you think your value is or what you can afford keeps changing. Um,
Exactly.
and then yeah, it's like where do you move? Right at the same time, it's like I know if I list, it'll go right away, but where am I going? Right?
Exactly, right?
So
And that's the problem. So
it's
what we're
yeah,
seeing right now is more people trying to buy first, but the problem is with buying first, they need to be a little bit more heavier on deposit, right? And not a lot of people have just like 30, 40, 50 grand just chilling, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, so it's just a little tough, to be honest,
yeah.
because we have a lot of people that want to move, but they want to buy first. But it's just like, okay, well, if you try to buy first, like I hear you, but I would sell first, to be honest. And I'm not saying
Hmm.
that just to sorry, it's sorry, it's just like, they have to, I would think to sell first, because like how can you buy something, and then how about if you're thinking of being that bigger number, but it doesn't end up being that bigger number, and then you're in a pinch,
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. It's so much uncertainty, so much uncertainty. That's for sure.
yeah.
Um, Late in a late, like I ran into some, I guess, newer neighbors in my neighborhood. walking, and they had sold their home, and based on where they told me they sold it, I knew they probably got a decent, decent buck for it. And they were almost like they didn't want to live in our neighborhood. But they were almost like they were forced to. They're like, we were at the point
Yeah.
where we basically went in blind to put an offer on this place because everything was going so fast and in multiples, and we were at like the end point of, oh my God, we need to find something to move into.
Yeah.
So we just settled.
Exactly.
We settled for something, right? This is like not where we're gonna stay, but we had to settle for something. So it's yeah. So even in those upper price limits, like those are being driven. Like everyone's been like everywhere. It's just insane. Doesn't matter what
100%.
price point you're at.
100%. I'm sure that all our colleagues on here feel the same, and it's just tough right now. So, and especially if you guys are buyer's agent, I feel super bad for you guys because it's really tough out there. Just educate your clients, right? Because that's the problem now. Even if things are listing at 599, so 600,000, they're selling over $1 million now. So like you can't even fucking see those properties if someone's pre-approved for 859.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's the hard part, but
yeah.
So I guess I should just get right into it. So let me share my screen. I'll just take this one because I need one open and the other one not. You know how I am. Okay. Hold on. Before I do that, I need to.
Hello.
Hey Minu, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's actually just Nick Moretti calling. I'm actually you think you came onto our website on morettirealestate.com, and I just wanted to reach out and just to say thank you. And I wanted to make sure that you had a great user experience. How has the search been? Have you seen anything of interest at all, or were you able to find stuff that you were interested in?
Yeah, I saw the houses from the Clarington. Actually.
Nice. Are you looking for just specifically in Clarington at all?
Sorry?
Are you just looking in Clarington?
What areas do you serve though?
So I'm actually Durham and GTA. So, but we are more specifically in the Durham region. So that would include Clarington. And we're also in the top 1%. So we do over 30 transactions a year, and we have a team. I'm actually the team leader. So, we do a lot of business. We know this area very well.
Okay. Yeah, actually I live in Oshawa.
Oh, nice.
We recently bought the house, and we are planning to go for another one. So we just want to sell it out and go for another one. So that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, nice. Actually, you know what? We just sold one in Oshawa just on Monday. It was on Highland. I don't know if you were able to see it. We listed at 599. We listed on Thursday, and then we sold it on Monday. But we had over 145 showings, and we sold it for $1,020,000. So it's the highest record on the street. This is our 5th time doing that. The highest record on the street.
Oh yeah, of course. It's listed for 599, and so my house is around the university area, Durham College, close to Durham College.
Okay, so you're in the Winfield area, eh? You're right there at like Simcoe and Conlin.
Yes, Niagara Drive.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that. My phone cut out.
Yeah, Niagara Drive.
Niagara Drive. That's a good area because it's right by the schools over there.
Close. Yes, very close to university.
Yeah, it's crazy because even the townhouses in that area there are selling for like 900 plus. Some are starting to touch $1 million, which is crazy. Because only like 3-4 years ago they were only 500,000-600,000. So it's absolutely crazy what's kind of going on. Are you guys like, so that Niagara house, is it like a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom type of home, or is it 3 bedrooms, 3
No,
bathrooms?
it's a four,
Yeah.
4+1.
Oh, okay, nice. And then you have like 3 bathrooms or 4 bathrooms?
We have 4.
Nice. So this is a double car garage probably, eh?
Yes, double car garage. And I was just wondering, like, how much it would be according to you, if you
Yeah.
can give me an idea.
So for me, like I don't do that over the phone like that. Like obviously a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom is probably going to be over $1 million. But for me to help you out and kind of, like to give you an idea, I have to just come over and take a quick tour for you. And then I have a booklet that will let you know some of the past comparables that just recently sold, and then what we can do to help you get top dollar like all of our other sellers. Would you be open to that?
Okay. Okay, let me talk to my family,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
and I'll get back to you
Yeah,
about that.
for sure.
Okay?
Now, just before
Because
oh, sorry, my apologies.
yeah, no, that's okay, because we were trying to get some profit from here and go into some cheaper one. That's what I was thinking.
For sure. So just to let you know, in Clarington, just to give you more information, because we're specialists in the area, right? So the new market stats came out, and Durham region's average price is $1,033,000, which is pretty crazy. But Clarington specifically, the average price there is $1,020,000, and Oshawa is only a 913. So what that means is that if you're looking to sell and go to to Clarington, let's say, you can do that. But it might cost you a little bit more money. So for example, like, if you were finding a detached 1-car garage, okay, with 3 bedrooms or 3 bathrooms, you're probably looking to spend like $1 million. Just to give you more of an idea, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you're searching right now.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Sorry. So like, let's say if you move to Clarington. So Clarington's based out of 4 cities, right? It's based out of, Clarington is a like collaborate of Curtis, Bowmanville, Newcastle, and Orono, right? So what I'm saying to you is that market is selling $100,000 average price higher than Oshawa. So, if you want to go there, you might just need a little bit more money, right? And what I mean by that is like, for example, let's say your sells over $1 million, which it will, right? But what will happen is, if you want to move that money to Clarington, if you want to get like a 1-car garage with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, they're starting to sell between $1 million and 1.1 now. You know what I'm saying? So if I were you guys, and you guys want to maybe downsize, like when you're saying downsize or a smaller house, what do you mean? Like at least having a 1-car garage kind of thing?
Yeah.
Are you looking for like 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, or do you still need the 4 bedrooms?
If 4 is possible.
Because like, let's just to give you a little bit more of an idea, the double-car garages with the 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, they'll list at 899 or something like that, but they'll sell between 1.1 and 1.4. Because most of the builds in Clarington are more newer. Do you know what I mean? So sorry. Yeah, so I was just saying that
go ahead, please.
it's just getting a little crazier there, because what I'm seeing right now in the market is, generally like in the closer you are to the city, naturally the further out it would sell less and less, like meaning you would get more value, right? So for example, a home in Pickering will sell more than Ajax. Ajax will sell higher than Whitby. Do you see what I'm saying? However, with buyers spending top dollar and stretching their max budget, they're actually buying community based now. So what that means essentially is that they're looking to spend more money in areas where they get more bang for their dollar, so they have better things, which in turn brings up the price. So for example, Clarington is selling much higher than Oshawa. Whitby is selling it's starting to sell higher than Ajax now. Just to give you more information. I know I'm kind of giving you a lot of information, but if I was a seller thinking of selling, these are like kind of the questions I would want to know. You know what I mean? So just to give you an idea, I mean, for right now, I have a really good tool that will probably help you out. It's called the Nosy Neighbor. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all nosy neighbors at the end of the day. All I just need is, I know that you're on Niagara, but if you can give me your address on Niagara, what I can do is I can set you up so anytime that a house sells or goes on the market, you'll be the first to notify. So, while you're talking to your family to see if we can come in and kind of help you out and let you know how we get you top dollar, you know, at least this way you'll start getting an idea of what's selling on your street. Yeah. So what was your address on
Okay.
Niagara?
It's
2079
2079 Niagara
Niagara
Drive.
Drive. Okay, perfect. So what I'll do is that, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'll also change your criteria a little bit. Like, do you want me to include Oshawa or Whitby or anything like that, or you just want Clarington?
Yeah, Clarington, like any
Yeah.
area. What if I
Yeah.
get back to you once I
Yeah,
talk to
that's
my
totally cool.
family? Is
Sorry,
that
Menu. I
okay?
just like to make
Yeah.
sure I dive deep and make sure I can
Yeah.
really help you because a lot of people don't. Okay, cool, cool.
Yes, I
Well,
got
Menu, I
you.
really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'll set you up on that. And then is it okay if I give you a call, you know, maybe
Oh,
sometime tomorrow? Is that okay for you? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Thanks, Menu.
okay.
I hope
Yeah.
you have a great
I will.
day. Thanks. Bye.
You too. Bye bye.
That was a great call.
Sorry, that was all
I
right.
said that was a great call, right?
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. I got her
Keeping
on
that one
Nosy
going.
Neighbor. Yeah.
Sounds like there's a family decision though. It's not just her decision as
Yep.
to what they
Exactly.
do. So
Exactly. But as long as I follow up, and it's good that I already have leverage, meaning that I already sold the house for over $1 million just on Monday. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, you know, there's already leverage there.
Hmm.
And that's why it's super important to be a listing agent, because buying agents, people don't care, unfortunately. Because you know what? They wouldn't know the stats that I know, right? Because I
Hmm.
study about, and that's the important part. Just make sure you know your stats. And they just recently bought. Looking to downsize.
So was that when she bought? Was that I didn't quite catch it. Does she have two properties?
I don't know.
It
I
made
think
almost sound like they had two properties, but I could be wrong.
no. I think what it was is they just recently bought that Niagara one, and now they want to sell it.
Mm. Or they're just like that buyer's remorse. Oh, look at the values are doing.
Yeah, but that's what it
We
is
don't need
too,
all
right?
this home.
I know, and that's like, yeah, it's just crazy right now. Okay, save and continue. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna just put a task to call her tomorrow.
If any of you guys have any questions as these calls are going, feel free to use the chat or the Q&A session.
Exactly. Made contact. Sorry, guys. I like to just do this all here, just because I just had that conversation with them. So I think she just said Clarington, though, right?
Anywhere, she said. So now I think it's like probably anywhere around the Clarington, Durham that she's going to be able to get what she's looking for in the price point.
Yeah.
Which
exactly.
That's the tricky factor in all of it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm almost done here, guys. Super sorry. 3 beds, 3 baths, single car garage. Does anyone have a question about anything, or not really? No one's answering.
No, Katrina is just saying, wouldn't it be nice if all calls were like that? Yes, Katrina, it would be amazing if every call was like that.
Yes, 100%.
You know, if you were like just good on the phone and talking to people, and now all of them were more or less like an opportunity, like a good opportunity, then yeah, hey, we would all be realtors, wouldn't we? We'd be the next HGTV stars that are out there making it look so easy.
But the reason why I make it look so easy is because I've been practicing for 7 years, right? Like that's why like I can just do it. And like, yeah, I understand most of these calls sometimes cannot be like this, but all you need to do is just get that person on the phone. Even the people, like, you know, you can go back to like so many of my videos, even the people that on the phone at first wanted me to get off, they're like begging for my information by 15 minutes in. You know what I mean? So it's
Mhm.
just like, it's just the scripts, really
Well,
what
it's
it
just keeping
is.
the conversation going. So, you know, a lot of us will hit those objections and not really know how to keep that conversation going after that. We kind of freeze up a little bit because it's uncomfortable, right? We feel like we're bothering somebody, and we don't want to be somebody that's bothering somebody, right? But at the end of the day, if we just keep that conversation going and just like genuine, like I'm just having a conversation with you, kind of tactic, then they start to become a little bit more relaxed as well in that conversation. So you end
Yeah.
up getting more information out of them, because once somebody tells you that they're not moving right away and you keep talking to them, they start to recognize, and especially depends on your approach, but they start to recognize that, hey, this person isn't just here just to sell me something I don't want yet. They're actually listening and they're actually providing some value.
That's the best part. And you know what? Like, I think where I'm a little different is when I'm doing these calls, I'm actually thinking about how I can help you. I don't think that I'm bothering them, to be honest with you. I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking about like, how can I make you money? Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference in these phone calls that, you know, my mindset's at. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because um I think that's the difference, because it's all about your intuition, right? And people feel that
Mm-hmm.
energy. So if you're just like doing calls and calls and calls, like, first of all, if you're doing calls and you're not getting responses properly after 30, 40 calls, there's probably something you're doing wrong, or you're pitching wrong, that or tone of voice or whatever that's not really working for you, you know? So anyways, we'll see what happens now. I'll just go to the next call.
Yes, the nosy neighbor is definitely a good tool to have.
Yes, 100%.
It does work. And for those, like having the app, so getting the app out to your leads. So what's great with the app is when your leads actually decide to use the app, it actually sets them up on a search around their home. So if you are on a board where we have sold listings, they'll actually start receiving active and sold listings around their home, just by signing up with the app. And that's not even with the nosy neighbor. If they sign up on the nosy neighbor, if you guys are on the automated system, and if you do have your automated site, you can always add it to it. But those who do sign up on the nosy neighbor on the automated platform, they do start receiving listings automatically from you, both active and sold if it's applicable to your board. If you don't have solds as part of your board feed, they get listed, they get onto an active search with the homes in their neighborhood. So you end up getting some, addresses out of those individuals that are going to use the app, because it does as part of their sign up on the app to ask them for their address to set up their account.
Exactly. Sorry, I'm just dealing with something right now.
No worries.
Sorry, I have an offer that went out last night too. So,
Mm.
okay.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Naomi from Burlington.
To leave a message, wait for the tone. If you want to leave your number only, press 1.
Hey, Naomi, it's Nick Moretti calling. I just want to thank you actually for visiting my website on MorettiRealEstate.com. I just wanted to check in just to make sure that you are seeing the homes that you do want to see. I know we have limited inventory right now, but if you give me a call, I can set you up on some properties that are coming out. Take care and talk to you soon. My number is 416-559-5301. Bye. little rough voicemail, but whatever.
The joys of the season.
It's funny because sometimes when I don't make calls for a little bit, I don't want to call, but like once I get the first second call going, it's like, okay, I can do this all day.
It's like going to the gym. You just got to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Retroheads.
To leave a message, wait for the tone. If you want to leave your number only, press 1.
Hey Theo, hope you're doing well. It's Nick Moretti calling. I just want to reach out just to thank you so much for coming onto my website, morettirealestate.com. And I want to talk to you just because there are some new properties that are coming out, and I'd be happy to send it to you. Give me a shout back at 416-559-5301, and I hope you have a great day. Bye. I leave voicemails because I do get back calls, so.
Have you ever done a split test on the voicemails you leave to see which ones actually retrieve you a better call?
Yes, I have.
Right?
Yeah, I have a little bit, but it's hard because it just always changes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like it just changes on how it is, what the market's like. So right now, I've been trying to just, throw them crumbs and see if they take it. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, there's new listings. To see it or like that, so like, because I find like most of my calls at the beginning were just like very like, hey, this is who I am and give me a call back, but like that doesn't work all the time.
No, usually it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's usually like a 1% recall back rate, if that.
yeah, exactly.
There's got to be something in it for them to want to give you that call back.
I agree.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 905767648 is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Hey, Cairo, hope you're doing well. It's Nick Moretti calling. I just want to thank you for using my website on morettirealestate.com to search for homes in Clarington. I know right now there's not a lot of inventory, but there are a lot coming out. So if you give me a call, I can let you know which ones are and how I can help you out. My number is 416-559-5301, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care and have a great day. Okay. See, guys, I hear you. Like, I get voicemails, and this is probably how your calls are going too. And it's just at the end of the day, it's just it's a grind a little bit, but like this is what it is.
Some days will be better than others.
Exactly.
That automated message was the most long, painful automated message I ever heard.
Hello?
Hey, Catherine, how you doing?
Good, how
I'm
are
doing
you?
well. It's actually just Nick Moretti giving you a shout. I just really want to reach out just to thank you actually for coming onto my website on morettirealestate.com. Yeah, and I just want to make sure what's important to us is to make sure you have a great user experience. I see that you were searching in Clarington, and I just want to make sure that you're finding some homes of interest, or have you been finding anything of interest, or would you want to expand your search? I just kind of want to see your feedback and how that's going.
Actually, I was going to send you an email. I don't know how it got onto Clarington because I don't know anything about it except for the fact that the Wi-Fi is really bad there. I was looking for. I'm just in the need for change, I think.
Yeah, no problem.
So I was looking at Bowman. So I live in Pickering right now.
Nice.
I own my home. I've been here 23 years. I have a townhome that's part of, a co-op.
Okay.
So you have to.
Do you have condo fees essentially,
not
right?
a co-op. You have condo
Yep.
fees, yeah. And unfortunately, I have a family who moved in last year beside me who I get to hear everything.
Oh, that's the worst.
So I'm kind of struggling with my mental health.
Totally.
Being in lockdown and hearing two little kids running around screaming at the top of their lungs all the time. So I was thinking it was time for change. The only problem is that if I move, I didn't know where I could go.
For sure. And that's the $1 million question for everybody.
Right? If you sell, I'm retired, so I don't have a steady income. I mean, I have my pension, but I don't have. Do you know what I mean? And then I found out my house is worth like $750,000, and I'm thinking, okay, why is all my money tied up into a home?
Yeah, 100%.
And then and then I think, well, I'd like to be able to play with that money, not just have I love the idea of being mortgage free, but not if it's going to be all in my house.
100%.
And I got sick, so that's why I retired.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to. I don't have a spouse. I don't have kids. The money's going to go to kids who, like my niece and nephew, who never even call me to see how I'm doing.
Oh, no.
So I'm thinking, why am I not out in the world enjoying this money?
100%.
Well, besides COVID, of course. So then I thought, well, if I sell, where do I go?
100%. And I totally understand.
So then I started looking to see how far where I could go, and I'm thinking, I heard that the taxes are pretty high. The property taxes are pretty high in Oshawa.
So it really just depends where you go, just like anything, right? Like meaning what type of product you have. But you're in Pickering. I grew up in Pickering. I know that area very well. And we actually sold a few condo townhouses as well in Pickering. So I know that area. And I just actually sold a detached double car garage just not too long ago in December. We listed at 1.299 and we sold for 1.556, and I got the record high on the street. So we know how to get you top dollar, so that's totally cool. But like you were saying, the $1 million question is, where do you go? Oshawa is not bad at all, right? Yeah. You can go to Clarington. When you came in Clarington, you were saying Bowmanville, right? So Clarington's actually consists of 4 communities. It's actually Curtis, Bowmanville, Newcastle, and Orono. So that's what Clarington is altogether. Just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I live in Bowmanville. It's great minus the Wi-Fi.
So Bowmanville's bad for Wi-Fi too?
No, I'm just kidding. Like the Wi-Fi is good, but like sometimes the cell phone reception is not the greatest. But I got a new phone, so I think it was my phone that was messing up, because my reception is great now. You know what I mean? But regarding your question regarding property taxes, like Oshawa's not that bad for property taxes. Clarington's not that bad either. I would say being in Pickering, yours is probably pretty high, just because the average price in Pickering is like $1.1 million, essentially close to that. So, essentially, when your neighbors are selling, it does slowly start bringing your property taxes up, right? Are you in the Denmark community, like are you by Brock and Highway 2?
Oh no, hell, I wish so. No, I'm at Memory Lane, so Liverpool and Finch.
Yeah, okay.
So it's 42 years old. They don't have any sound barrier between the homes. None whatsoever. Anyway, yeah. So it's time to move before I kill these people.
100%. We don't want you to go to jail.
No. And my mental health is I'm really struggling with my mental health just because I don't get to wake up when I want to wake up. I wake up when these 2 little brats are running around the house. Right. And they don't buy a rug. They don't
care. And they're not really thinking of neighbors, which is unfortunate. Like, I'm sorry that you're going through that.
No, and the parents just as bad, right? Yeah. They don't tell their kid, okay, stay out of that room till 9 or whatever, right? So anyway, So yeah, I'm thinking it's time to move. I just don't know where. And then if I do move, I'm thinking of putting the minimum down and then just paying
Yeah.
a mortgage
Yeah.
again, right? Because then I can play with that money, and I have a financial planner who's just amazing,
Nice.
who keeps on making me all this money, which
Good.
is awesome. But not if you can't spend
Exactly,
it.
right? Because why are you making this money
Right?
if you can't enjoy it, right? Like, I totally
Right.
understand.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
And I think you
It's
have,
just bumping up my inheritance.
yeah. But
or the inheritance for other
I
people.
think you had the right idea,
So-
because a lot of people want to be mortgage free, but it's not about being mortgage free anymore, especially with property values going skyrocket the way it is. It's better to have a
Right.
low mortgage and, like you said, have that money that you can enjoy with it. That means going on a trip when, restrictions are less,
Yeah.
or, going to experience things. That's totally what it should be about, right? Because, you're retired now.
Yeah.
You worked so hard your whole life, and now it's time to live
Yeah.
for you. You know what I mean? So I totally understand.
Yeah. Well,
Catherine.
I was thinking of renting somewhere for for $3,000 a month. If I took $700,000 and $3,000 a month, I could last 19 years.
Totally. But
and then I was thinking, that's a hell of a long time, but that's for paying someone else's mortgage.
yes.
So why don't I just buy myself something, go for the minimum, and then go from there? And that way, if something happens to me, they sell the house and they get what? 200 or whatever I've put into it.
Totally.
But it doesn't have to be the whole 700.
Totally.
It
So
could be,
yeah,
right?
so let me just educate you a little bit on more renting. So yeah, we all know it's about paying the bills. We get it for the landlord, right? But the other problem too is that
Yeah.
there's no security. And like, what I mean by no
Right.
security
Yeah.
is that technically they can't kick you out at any time, but like once they start selling the property and all that kind of stuff, you might have
Yeah.
to vacate.
Yeah.
And then at that time, if rent's even more, then it doesn't help you out, right? So what we tell our
Yeah, no, I've decided against.
Yeah,
I've
good
decided
call.
against
Good call.
renting for
Good
sure.
call.
Yeah.
But I just want to educate,
So,
right?
yeah,
Because
so-
you're just in the information
Yep,
stage.
yep.
So I just want to give you,
Yep.
all the answers that I just want to make. Hey, can you hear me,
Hello?
Catherine? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
No,
you're
can
cutting
you hear
out.
me now?
Are you driving?
Yeah, so
Oh,
sorry
there
about
we go.
that. But I was saying that you're
Yep,
probably
yep.
thinking of all these, questions, and I just want to
No
make
worries.
sure that I'm educating, because you're in that information stage, right? So totally understand. I think
Yep.
where I can help you out
Yep, yep.
is kind of like, because you're seeing all these crazy prices and stuff by your area, which is awesome. But I think where I can help you out is, if you're open to it, I can come by, take a quick tour
Right.
of your house. I have a booklet to show you what's kind of selling in your neighborhood, and I can let you know where that number is going to land, because what this is going to do, it's going to help you in your real estate equation. And what I mean by that is, now you know how much it sells, and then now you get to
Oh.
see how much you'll qualify to purchase after.
Oh, I already know all that because when I got sick,
Oh, I'm
I've
sorry
been
to hear
sick-
that.
Well, I have lung cancer, so I had surgery. Yeah, I had surgery almost 6 years ago, and no chemo, no radiation. So now it's just looking after me. When I got sick, though, I went to a real estate agent. So he's been sending me
Yep.
links
Yep.
to sold properties and what's
Okay.
available. So I already know. I already know how much my house is worth. So I know how much I'm going in with. If someone sold around the corner for $750. Well, they don't have the end unit. They don't have the 4-car availability on the parking. My driveway's really long. They don't have the upgrades that they didn't have the air conditioning. They don't have so
Totally.
I know, right? I've got to the point too where I need to either redo the floors, or it's time to get out and let someone else redo the
Totally.
floors.
So just to let
Right?
you know too, every agent is different. We're all independent contractors. So he's sending you the links, which is
Yep.
great, who's educating you. But remember, like,
Yeah.
we're in the top 1% in Durham region. So we do over 30 transactions. So we know, and we can narrow down that range and help you out, because how about if we could be that vehicle that can get you another 50 or 75K, right? And I think that's going to definitely help you out.
Yeah, no, I'm not necessarily going with him for sales, but I know how much the house is worth. So I'm just going in with the mindset of probably anywhere from 700 and up.
Yeah.
So I'm just going with 700. I don't want to spend more than that on a house, but I don't know what's available and how far I have to
Totally.
go. So I have lived in Durham for the last 30-something years. So my friends are around here. My family's not, unfortunately.
Yeah.
but so I'm kind of looking at where to move to, and I think I want to stay in Durham. So that's why I was thinking to get away from the smog too. I want healthier air.
Totally.
But I don't want to go into the snow belt, so I'm kind of thinking below Highway 7.
Okay.
Right? So I was thinking Newcastle. I like Newcastle. I like especially the south end where it's by the marina.
Yes, it's super nice.
It's so pretty down
It
there.
is.
But I found when I was looking at the houses, they're quite expensive even for the townhomes. I was looking, it was insane the amount of money for them. So I was thinking, okay, well, I can always go north of there. I think there's some new houses, right? I haven't been out for a drive. I should actually just go see what's out there. And Bowmanville. So I mean, that's a cute little town too.
Totally. I think right now, just to give you some more insight, right? Like Clarington's average price is $1,020,000. Pickering is about almost 1.1, like I was saying. So there is some stuff there, but I think what would be best, because the townhouses will list at $599 and they'll sell for $850. Some are even selling over $900,000, especially in that area there. Okay. But if you look at, I would maybe recommend, if you're open to it, I would probably get like a condo apartment in Shipway. Shipway is actually really good. It's right by the lake. I put some of my clients there. They love it. The maintenance fees are not that big, which is great. Like I think under $350, which is perfect. And they're a little bit more newer. The newer ones that are there on Brockhouse, yes, they're beautiful. They're great finishes, but you're looking over $600 for maintenance fees. So if that's something you're interested in, totally cool. But it's pretty expensive. Do you know what I mean?
But I'm thinking if I'm struggling with the family beside me, if I have family all around me, it's going to be even worse. So that's why I'm thinking a townhome, and I'm thinking somewhere where I can just shut the door and go away for a month and come back, rather than having to worry about looking after property. 100%. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind cutting the grass or hiring someone to come cut the grass if I'm not around. 100%. But so I'm sorry. So you're saying the prices in Bowmanville and Newcastle are quite high?
Yes, they are. They're very high. Just because the reason why is because a lot of, in the last 5 years, there's been a lot of new construction here. So the new construction has been bringing up the price point. So for example, like some of my clients who bought, let's say a linked house or a detached. So linked would be, sometimes they're linked by the garage, but let's say for this example, basically like if you look outside, it's detached essentially, but it's linked through the foundation underground. So you wouldn't notice, right? And you don't hear anything in any of that stuff. But that like 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, clients of ours bought a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom new build house, less than like 7 years old, for $510, and now these houses are selling over $1 million. So what that does for the attached houses, like there's actually been a 3-level townhouse, and you've probably seen it, called Ken Bromley. If you have been searching, it's a 3-level townhouse. Those listed at like what, $699 and sold for high nines. So like, to be honest with you, Oshawa would probably be the best bet, because the average price there is $913. So you'll have a little bit more value over there. So if you wanted to get like an attached or semi or even a detached house, let's just say like a small detached house, you're probably looking around there. I mean, we just sold one on Monday on Highland. It was renovated. We listed it at $599. I had over 145 showings, and we got record price for $1,020,000.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and I know that you have an understanding of 700 plus, but we are really good at pushing that bar. And maybe not right now, but we'll give you some more information on searching on some properties just so you can see what's going on. But I think it's important for us to come by, like for me essentially, to come by and take a quick tour, and I can let you know what we can do to really help you, and then can kind of give you a guide on like where you want to go. And I think it's important, for you to start seeing some properties with us and kind of seeing what's out there, right? Because at the end of the day, you're just in the information stage, and it's good to just kind of see these properties with your eyes and what kind of things you're going to get. So we make sure that your mental health is in great condition, so you have a perfect life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It sounds like I have to go north. Doesn't it?
Yeah, but remember, when you go north, like Kawartha Lakes, Lindsay, those are really good hot spots right now. And you can get really good stuff for your budget. But remember, when you go a little bit more north, you might be on well and septic on some houses. Right? And since you're not used to that, I wouldn't recommend just jumping into it.
Well, I wouldn't go to Lindsay anyway.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Oh, okay. No problem. No problem.
Trust me, I would not
Yeah,
go
no,
there.
I totally
But
understand.
okay, see, that's why I'm in. So you're saying that probably I'm not going to find anything in Oshawa
No, you
or
can Oshawa.
Newmarket
Oshawa would probably be good.
or
Newmarket, if you're looking to go like York region, the problem is,
not Newmarket.
sorry.
Sorry. No, I know how expensive it is up
it's
there.
crazy.
So yeah, so it sounds like I need to just have someone come in, take all the drywall off attached to the house, and put some
Like more,
sound barrier and
yeah,
just stay here.
if you want to
right?
do that, for sure. But there's also some other opportunities, right? Like, I mean, like, that's why I think it's important for you to see what's kind of out there, what might be a good fit in Oshawa.
Well, I could from the pictures. That you've sent me so far, and none of them appeal at all. The price looks good, but yeah, if they're going to be selling another 400,000 over that, then there's no way I'm not going to put all my money into.
Yeah,
right? Like,
I totally understand.
that's not the purpose
Exactly.
of that. I don't want to. I only paid $100 for this one. I'm not going to go and not work.
Yeah.
And then buy something for $9, right?
I totally understand. And that's what I'm not telling you to do. I just want to give you the information, right? Because I think that's super important, being in the information stage. What I was going to say though, I think, like, you know, if you were going to kind of make that move, like I said, Oshawa, you could find some stuff like an attached or semi freehold for, like, you know, maybe 850 and under, depending on how the finishings are. I put a lot of people actually in Bowmanville in Aspen Springs. Those are selling under like 600,000. They're 2 bedrooms, 1 bathrooms. I have clients that live there. They haven't heard any noises or anything like that. I think stuff like that might be a good opportunity for you to maybe just take a look and see the communities and see how it's built and make sure that you're comfortable, because there is still opportunities, especially if you want to, you know, maybe cash out and get something, you know, that is a little bit more better for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a little tough, you know. I totally, right? It doesn't really help anybody. Oh, sorry.
You're
It
cutting
doesn't
out
really
again.
help anybody, you know, when prices are going super high, you know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Yeah.
I think, like I was saying, like, you know, I can send, there's actually 2 listings right now in Aspen Springs. I'll forward that to your email just so you can kind of take a look. But I think, like, you know, I can also send you some semis and attached houses in Oshawa if you want to still take advantage of those kind of stuff as well too, right? Yeah, I'm still there.
If you
Sorry.
could send
I
them.
think it's my
Are you still there?
headphones. I have my headphones, and sometimes, yeah, I think it's my headphones.
Sorry.
I'm
You
so
keep
sorry
on
about
cutting
that.
out. Oh, no worries. Okay, yeah, if you wouldn't mind, that would be wonderful, and then I could just see what's. This is kind of discouraging because I'm thinking I don't want to go as far as Port Hope. My sister lives in Brampton, so
100%.
although I don't see her
I
too
totally
often,
understand.
it's nice to not have to drive 2 or 3 hours to see her.
Yeah.
But I don't
And
want.
the
I'm trying
hustle and
to
bustle with
live
all
a
those,
healthier
you know,
life,
so much,
so
you
I'm
know, so
trying to
much
get away
density
from
in
the
that area.
exhaust and the. Exactly. I'd like to get some fresher air, so that's why I was thinking to go a little bit further. But I really don't have the wish to. If you go north, like York, right?
Yeah. I have
Markham,
clients that are going to list in Markham, and like a
Deauville, all
semi
those
essentially is
prices
going
are
to sell for
insane right
1.4.
now too.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think if you are open to it, Port Hope Coburg
That's
would be
double
perfect
what
for you,
mine.
because you can get a detached house for probably under 700, 750, you know, and you will get a better community, meaning that people will, you know, it's a little bit more cleaner. You know, you're right by the lakes and stuff like that. The people that we put in Port Hope Coburg really, really love it. So it's just really up to you. And if you're looking for that lifestyle change, that positive lifestyle change, it's totally up to you on where you want to be. And I think that, you know, I wouldn't maybe cross those out. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can update the list to send you Port Hope Coburg, you know, and Oshawa and stuff, and Clarington. I'll do the attached semis. And I'll set you up on 2 lists. Like on Port Hope, Coburg, I'll put you on detach and stuff, and then I'll set you up on like Oshawa, Clarington, just to show you those kind of attached semis, and then I'll send you those condos that I was talking about. But Catherine, if you see anything you like, I'd be super happy to, meet you and kind of take the opportunity and showcase those properties to you. Because I think that would be a good idea to kind of just get, see what's going out there at the end of the day. Because that's what we tell our buyers to do, right? Like, we understand that, like, when you go, like, I'm not going to pressure you in any way. That's not how I work. And that's how I have that's how I didn't get, like, I gotten this far from being, oh, I'm so sorry. It's probably my headphones, but I was just saying that, I've taken care of a lot of clients, and the reason why we're 7 years, still in this is because we get a lot of referrals and we really care about our clients. You know what I mean? So I'll update that list for you, Catherine. And then if you see anything you like, please let me know. And then if it's okay, I'll follow up with you in a couple of days just to see how you're feeling about the list and stuff. And if you see anything, I'd be happy to help you out. Okay, Catherine? It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Okay.
Yeah. Anytime. And you know what? I hope you enjoy your day. And
thank you so much for
we'll
calling.
be in touch soon. And have a great day. Thanks. Bye. Holy fuck, these internet calls are like so crazy. If I was on my phone, I would have been good. She was getting a little bit pissed off that, like, it was cutting in and out. So it ruined the connection a little bit. But I think it was pretty good. But that's what it kind of is, right? Like, it's like those little steps. Okay, she said no. Okay, let's find another angle to circle back to it.
Yeah. No, for sure. Different angles. Yeah, your internet is kind of choppy in and out here.
Was it that bad?
It was like when she couldn't hear you at times, often I could hear you. So I don't know what, it was something competing. Yeah. But no, it was definitely a good conversation. It's the Bowmanville Wi-Fi is what David's saying.
I know, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And I feel for her. Like, my dad had lung cancer, so like I really want to help her out.
Well, that's hard if you're, you're single and you have no kids and you've got loud people that you live in the same building and they just don't have respect for other people, or, they don't, I don't know, they don't think that that the sound travels as much as it does, I think, in some cases, right? So
yeah,
it's definitely frustrating, that's for sure. I can only imagine being somebody without children, having a family.
100%.
Like running around at 6 o'clock in the morning.
100%. I'd be so pissed too, right? And like, poor girl, like, she knows what it is. So like, like, she doesn't want to be dealing with that. She's already fucking stressing out about
dealing with all of her own stuff. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. David's asking a question in here with respect to somebody that's retiring. Or that is retired, what would you do in a situation where, you can help them with an offer without, how do you be competitive in offers when, without any kind of financing condition in there for somebody that is, in a situation like hers?
Yeah. So she needs to sell first. Like, if she was going to purchase and stuff, like, she needs to sell first, because the problem is if you don't show that your house sold, the listing agent is going to take someone with a higher deposit. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the hard part. Do you know what I mean? That's
in
how I
today's
see
market
it.
when people are skeptical about selling first.
Exactly. I totally hear you. But like, at the end of the day, like, I tell them, if you're seeing properties that you like, there's going to be more that comes up. It's important for you now to sell for top dollar, and it's not me being a salesperson. Right now, there's limited inventory. So if you're going to purchase in the next week or two, like, obviously you're going to get like premium, right? But if you sell at premium and you have a 90-day closing, then what you can do is you can wait the 3 weeks for inventory to come out, and then competition starts dividing, and then you can get a better price on that same unit. Right? So like, it's all about strategies, and that's why I had to let her know, like, not all agents are the same. And she was also telling me too, like, oh, I wouldn't use that person, essentially. Right? And I think that's super important.
No, for sure.
It's super important. I think it's super important. So like that's how I would get around with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For follow up for.
Definitely a good conversation we've had. You know, a couple good conversations today.
Yeah, 100%.
All potential opportunities out there.
Yeah, but that's all it is, right? But like, look how exactly. But like, feedback. Hold on list. See how like at the end of the day, like yes, okay, I probably made 10 calls, maybe 7 of them or 8 of them were no answer. But look at the 2 that I got. Basically one
Yeah.
CMA, and I might get another CMA.
Yeah.
But that's why it's important to have listings, because if I didn't have listings, she wouldn't give me time, because I can talk more about the market, and that's what it's about. And like a really good learning lesson on that one was like, hey, a really good lesson. I think this property is zoned. Okay, so sorry. So at the end of the day, you know, letting her know that everyone is different, and like, you know, how we do things, you know, and circling back to the same questions but in a different way, that makes all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because like people say no, but it's like, okay, how can I switch your mindset, right?
Yeah.
So it's all about just kind of making sure everything is good on that end. I mean, I think what I can do now is kind of take any questions or whatever. I'm gonna just stop share if that's okay.
Yeah.
But I think like at the end of the day, it's just asking questions and like kind of making them feel. I think what it is a lot of people don't ask like opening questions where it's like, you know, a lot of people say, does that feels good? Yes or no. But like, no, like, how do you feel about that? Let them talk for 15-20 minutes if they're
Yeah.
rambling on, because they're going to feel like they're, you know what I mean?
You want your lead to also have a major role in that conversation. It's not one-sided, right? We're not taking surveys.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, like, I think something like that is where it's at. And as long as you're just, you know, just being upfront and coming from compassion, like for her, all I did was come through compassion. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like for her, I think the way for me to get it done is I have to meet her. So hopefully she likes something, she'll allow me to go see the property with her and then see what happens from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the way to do it. But like, you know, that's kind of what I was doing. Exactly, it is the Bowmanville Wi-Fi. I told her. But super funny. But yeah, so like, you know,
and even
she's
someone
good.
like that, you can show her properties, like what properties look like if she was to move, you know, north, even 45 minutes to Sutherland, right? This is what you're getting in Sutherland right now, or this is what, you know, you're getting. Well, Uxbridge might be expensive right now, probably.
No, everything
but,
is expensive.
Yeah, but like Sutherland, Beaverton's an hour from Pickering, right?
Yeah.
So it just depends on how far north she wants to go. And there's still like towns there where they're not going to be on septic, right? Obviously, if they're in like, she's in a rural plot, then yes, she's going to likely be on septic, but there's like the in-town residences for sure that are there that may offer her that acquired lifestyle as well. Right. If you're looking
100%.
for that peace and quiet, maybe the city isn't your best bet. Yes, you have the conveniences of all the amenities and what have you, but it's always noisy in a city. Right.
100%.
So,
and like obviously now she's at a point where like, you know, I don't want to say it, but you guys know what I'm thinking. And right now she just wants to just enjoy the rest of what she has. You know what I'm saying?
yes. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. She's, you know, enjoying, like, yeah, she can sit on that money, or she can
enjoy it.
Yeah, ultimately, right? And you know, at least she's thinking like, why am I sitting on all of this? Why am I not spending it?
And like at the end of the day, she was saying that why don't I just like, you know, whatever, like make the like put more insulation in the thing and make it soundproof, but like that's not what she wants. She's saying that
No.
just to be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, whatever, but it's like, no, like that's not what she
Like, or
wants.
even that, like, it depends too, like, you know, condos are an option, but it sounds like she might want to have a little bit of yards unless she can find like a ground floor condo where she might be able to have a little garden or something like that. But if she wants to be able to travel and really enjoy things, I think she's probably worried with the condo about the sound too, right? So
Yes.
unless,
But
you
that's
know,
why I
she
said
sounds pretty,
it's
she
important
sounds
to go see
fairly
it.
young, right? She doesn't sound like she's like, you know,
No.
you know, you can tell that she's not your standard retired individual. She sounds pretty young still, so it's can definitely be tricky because say if you can find her something where it's like even like an adult only community or something like that, where it's towns or condo towns or condos, whatever it may be.
No, totally true. Totally. I'm sorry, I'm just writing, I'm just sending her stuff.
No worries.
But yeah, she was super open, but like I had to cut that conversation because she was getting so pissed off about the connection.
Mhm.
So
It's all good.
yeah. But does anyone have any other questions or anything else? But that's pretty much how it's done. I mean, if you guys are getting intimidated by the calls or your calls are not going well, start listening to my calls and start getting better on your scripts. It's your scripts that's not making you close.
It's just keeping the conversations, just having conversations, right? Take the pressure off yourself.
100%.
So yeah, it's just like you just take
100%.
the pressure off yourself and come in expecting that none of your leads are moving anytime soon. When you do that, you take all that
Yeah,
pressure off yourself. Because we all
100%.
have this, like we set these, you know, expectations of what we actually want, but then that leaves us frustrated with what we're actually getting. Reality of what you're getting is
Totally.
normal, right? But we want more, so we get frustrated with the fact that we're not getting more.
You're right. But I think the way that we need to think, to be honest with you, is you have to not think about the sale. You need to think about how many people you're contacting today. That's where you need to go.
How many
because
calls
the more
did
you contact,
accomplish?
the
Yeah.
more
How many people did I
opportunities will
speak to?
happen. So don't worry about exactly. And that's what it's all about. Do you know what I'm saying? Making sure that, you know, like you're touching base with people. Like that's the most important part. Like in any business, it's about how many people am I talking to today? It's not about who's buying or selling today. That's important as well too. But if you're doing the conversations, you will get the buys and sells.
Yeah.
And like remember, with Agent Locator, all you're doing on these calls is building a relationship, because guess what? I've gotten messages where sometimes I even forgot about leads, but they're reaching out to me being, hey Nick, is this still available? Or hey Nick, can you come by my house and do a home evaluation? So it's just like, you know, it does happen. It's just like you need to focus on relationship rather than the sale, but it's hard because everyone focuses on the sale. So be different.
And you want the sale so bad at the end of the day.
You have commission breath, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's the problem. Don't do that. If you're starting to do that, guess what? Take a break. Go chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that,
anxious,
like
it's gonna, if you're anxious to make money, you're gonna sound anxious. I can promise
they can
you
feel
that.
the energy. I promise you.
Yeah, they feel like you're in
They're
it for
gonna
your
feel
own
the
benefit,
energy.
not
Like
theirs.
they will, you know. So exactly, right? And like that's the thing. You can put people on street match or whatever, but like look, like that doesn't mean that you've locked them down. Right? So it's just like make sure you're always connecting with the people that you haven't talked to in a little bit. Like, because they still like you, they still have you, they haven't unsubscribed or anything, you know what I'm saying? So they still like you. So it's just like, you know, that's what I would recommend, to be honest with you. But yeah, so that's kind of it on our end. If you guys have any questions, you know, hit me up on Moretti Real Estate on my Instagram or whatever, and we'll be able to take care of you regarding that. But you know, I had a new hire that I, you know, all you guys know because I talk about her all the time. but she's been killing it. She's been getting listing appointments after listing appointments. She's getting them from agent locator. Now she's getting her, like, she's been on my team for 6 months, and now she's starting to get a little bit more referrals. So like, guys, focus on relationship.
Mm-hmm. Bottom line.
All right.
Build
Well, I
those
hope you guys have
lasting
a
relationships.
exactly. But I hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, if you need anything, let us know, and enjoy it.
Sounds
Have
good.
fun selling.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick. Thanks
Okay,
everyone for
bye.
joining us this morning.
You too. Bye.
Bye.